All the stars are aligning.
Tastes like a donk.
Pulling it donked out, he said.
If anyone recognizes that, is the beautiful
Donked
Shannon
very
Elizabeth. Morning everyone. We are back here in the office, ready to attack the day. Today is a very big day as we have got the main event today. So that is a 15,000 Rand, 5 million guarantee main event in Times Square Casino in Pretoria. As per usual, when I have a tournament, I like to start the day off with a workout. So today we have got triceps and calves. These areas of my body are perhaps a little bit weaker, so every now and then I like to give them a day just for themselves to bring them up. We have got, as usual, our intra-workout, which comprises of amino acids, creatine, and maltodextrin. Very simple, very easy. And yeah, I'm really excited, ready to hit the workout. Then we're going to do a little bit of pre-flop chart revision and then make our way to Pretoria.
Push past all the pain that you're going through. It won't last if you move how you wanna move. Get lost in the work that you gotta do to be someone better. You can grow into something new. I could be anything that I set my mind to. I do what I need, I can push right through. Fight through those things that are holding me back from the life that I'd like to have. I'm like, give me time, I'll be just fine. You thought I was worth leaving behind? Get out of your mind, I'll come back better than ever, no matter the weather. Greater than I've ever been, that's my new endeavor. Woo! I work hard so the sweat coming off my chin. On par with the greatest that I've ever done it. I'm new, coming back better than before. But don't
And
look
that's
at
a
me,
wrap
just
on triceps and calves for today. So for triceps, we did a quick warm-up of 2 sets of 20 reps of narrow grip push-ups, and then followed by 2 sets of rope push-downs. For the working sets, we did 4 sets of 4 different exercises. So we started off with the rope push-downs, then we moved on to narrow grip bench press, really focusing on the short head of the tricep. Moving on to dips, one of my all-time favorite tricep exercises. Finished off with single arm dumbbell overhead extensions. Then for calves, it was a little bit shorter. Did some seated calves for our warm-up. And one of the newer machines, it's sort of a hybrid between standing and donkey calf machine. I really like it because I can go quite heavy. Not like you saw, I did pyramid the set up. So I started off at 100 and I built my way up over 4 sets to 200. So that was it for the workout today. Sipping on my intro workout. Now we're ready to go home, eat, make our way to Pretoria. Unfortunately, filming at gym took quite a bit longer than I had anticipated. So we don't actually have time for our usual sit down relaxed breakfast. So instead I've just packed 4 boiled eggs, avo, sauerkraut in a Tupperware. I scoffed down some pineapple and blueberries, and we're just going to eat this once we get to Pretoria. Thankfully, a friend of mine is staying at the hotel there, so he said I can bring my toothbrush and in a break can go freshen up in his room. Finally made it to Times Square Casino. We are a little bit late, but I'm really not that concerned. I take kind of a page out of Phil Hellmuth's playbook, and I would much rather sleep a lot, exercise, eat well.
Hot.
Food makes me very lucky.
Food makes me Oh!
What is this?
Whoa!
What? What was that bite? What in the world?
And really get there prepared. So we're making it just in time for level 2. Gonna hop in the lift with George here. How's it going? And yeah, ready. 167 bigs. It's not a ton, but it is enough to navigate.
You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different? Man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it.
Our slip was swiftly taken away from us. but we are paid and registered 15k main event. Got my lucky hoodie that my grandfather bought me and my favorite cap. So all the stars are aligning.
Cause all these opinions and all these positions, they come in millions, they blocking your vision.
So on our first break of the day, I only played pretty much 2 pots. One opened king jack off and just check folded the flop going 4 ways, and the other against the mid raise I defended out the small blind with queen 9 and flop came queen high. He stabbed, I called, turn was a brick, he bet small again, I called, river ace, obviously terrible for us, and went check check and we went at showdown. So off the starting stack of 40k we've got 45, which is very nice, but I'm most excited to finally be able to eat my breakfast as we're on break. So here we've got the incredibly unappetizing 4 boiled eggs, avo and sauerkraut.
Very so easy, so much so easy.
Second break of the day, bit of a disaster. We've got 18,700. There were 2 hands that happened. One bluffed someone who I didn't know, who I was later told was a massive calling station. Our check raise turn with ace high, he called, I bombed river, and he snapped me off with second pair. The second hand, I would like to do a hand breakdown. So blinds are 200, 400, 400 ante. I'm starting with about 60,000 and my opponent has me covered. Under the gun +1 opens to 1,700, folds to me on the button.
He plays like a donkey.
Folds to me on the button and I'll make it 6,000 with ace king off. Folds back to him and he makes the call. Flop came ace 6 deuce rainbow and my opponent just dunked out.
His opponent dunked out, he said.
If anyone recognizes that, is the beautiful
Dunked
Shannon
very
Elizabeth.
How are you doing?
I have 18,700.
That's it?
Not that
Wait,
good.
I'm the main.
Yeah. And how are you doing?
A little over 80,000.
Oh wow. Acts beautiful. Plays poker like a GTO warrior. My opponent snap donk led for 7,000. Really incorrect according to theory. Ace high boards are going to favor my range far more as a 3-better. So there's no real point in raising here, as we're often in a situation of way ahead, way behind. So our flat. The turn was a 4. So it is now ace 6 4 deuce. My opponent led for another 7,000. I think it's a very easy call. He's going to value own himself with a lot of weaker aces, and I am pretty crushed by hands like ace deuce suited, ace 4 suited, ace 6 suited. He can have those as well as pretty much all the sets. So our flat river was a 9 and he led out for 12,000. I tanked for quite a while and I thought I was not in fantastic shape. I felt he was really strong, but I think my hand is very under-repped in the spot, having just flattered, and this opponent was very capable of value owning himself with ace queen, ace jack in the spot. So I made the call and he rolled over a set of 6s, which crushed our stack a lot, but we subsequently managed to double up our 24 bigs into about 50, and we have a very good table, so we're ready to grind it back up. Okay, we're on our third break of the day. Has been a bit of a disaster. We are absolutely card dead. I am sitting on about 12,000, coming back to 500, 1,000 blinds, 12 bigs. It's very straightforward, but had to cut that one a bit short. The usual drunk crew try to come in and run the video, but like I was saying, 12 bigs, it's very straightforward, but again, this is a reminder that poker is really a grind. You know, it's not always about just picking up aces and c-betting and getting it through. Oftentimes, you're going to be folding for 2 hours straight, and there's nothing you can do about it as long as you keep your emotions in check and you remain patient. You know, sometimes it's very out of your hand, but we're going to do our best to try spin up our 12 bigs, and hopefully we can bag for day 2.
As always, nutrition when you're playing is extremely vital. So today we brought a Tupperware of 1 cut up, beautiful thick cut ribeye steak, some white rice, and 2 little florets of broccoli and cauliflower. That is what we've got to sustain us for the day.
And the sort of very first hand back from the break, we busted 12 bigs, folds to us on the button. We have Jack 10 off, shove it in, of course, and the small blind and big blind both call me. Get to a flop of King Ha. At that point I know I'm pretty much dead. Goes bet call, turn was a brick, goes bet shove call. So of course I was dead there. I was up against King 9 and some other hand. At that point I stopped caring, but a little bit irritating because the actual first hand back from the break, there was only 3 of us seated. The dealer dealt to everyone, including the people who aren't seated. She begins to muck the cards of the players that are seated, including mine. I was fully seated, and before I could reach for my cards, she mucked them. So never know what I would have had there, but that was just a misdeal, and she redealt the hand that I busted on. Such is life, as Daniel would say. But yeah, pretty disappointed, but we're gonna give it a long hard think of what to do, whether to re-enter tomorrow, but I will keep you guys updated.